Check out this quick and easy card, ladies. 10 minutes or less. Want to find out how to make it, and it's so pretty. Perfect for a special friend. And we did the inside in the envelope. Join me in the craft room and I'll show you how. For today's card, I'm using the Perennial Birthday, specifically Today Blooms Just For You. I'm using a scrap of Whisper White, a scrap of Petal Pink, a piece of Whisper White that's 4 by 5 1/4. My card base is Mossy Meadow and it is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Petal Promenade paper and it's cut at 4 inches and I left it that way and you'll see why in a minute. And I have my envelope. I will probably use the flower from in here to do the envelope and the inside of the card. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to create my card base. So I'm going to take and I also have some Mossy Meadow ink, some of my fabulous silver metal-edged ribbon, and I have 2 punches, 1 3/4 and the Starburst. I don't know if I'm going to use them or not. I've got to use something, so we'll see. All right, now what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put this on here, but I want to come down as far as I can, so I'm watching my corners and seeing how far down I can get it so that the top doesn't show. And I'm going to do it that way. And what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to use my pencil to draw a line, and then using my handy dandy trimmer, I want my trimmer, I don't need to use my scissors, it might be better to use the trimmer. I'm going to take and I'm going to cut on that line, and you'll find out why I did this when the card goes together. Okay, so there I have my piece cut. Now, I can't put this, normally I would just put this on the card and, okay. How did I do this? Oh, I think I cut it the wrong way. Yes, I did. I did. It's supposed to be like this. Oh well, we're gonna switch. That happens. I'm just gonna come down angle it so that I get it on here. All right, there. Now, what I'm gonna take and do is I'll eventually cut that off, but I wanna put my ribbon on. So I'm gonna take a piece and I'm going to put it right about there. So I'm going to cut my ribbon. I'm going to add some tear and tape on the back, and I'm probably going to add more than I need, but I want to make sure I have enough to put that ribbon where I need to put it. Sometimes you just got to change. All right, there and over here on this side. Every once in a while I do that, I cut it wrong way. But that's okay, I worked it out. All right, now, knowing that I have to get this on there, right about so. All right, I am going to, because I can't, all right, I want to put this ribbon here. So what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to hold it in place, and then I'm going to flip it over and take my tear and tape back off. And I'm going to do one side at a time. So I have it, and I'll just pull that back over. And then I've got to make sure that this is straight, that it's not crooked. So it goes here, and I'm going to take this off, and I'm just taking the backing off and folding it over so that it catches, and that one barely caught, so I'm going to have to add some more ribbon, more tear and tape to the back. Let me do that real quick before I lose it. If I can find the end of my tearing tape, I will. All right. So pick this up and put that down. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to sandwich it in between some tear-in tape so I have it caught. And now what I'm going to take and do is I'll take these backings off. I'm supposed to be using pokey tool, save my nails. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to take my handy dandy glue and add some glue to the back. And I'm using the glue because I want it to be able to move a little bit. So what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to very carefully hold these edges up until I get it in the spot that I need it. There. And I have more glue than I need, and it's all over my mat now, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll get it off. I'll just let it dry a little bit. I need a scrap piece of paper so I can take off this glue, or I'll have a mess on my scissors. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim away the excess. You can do this by using a 4 by 5 and a 4 inch by 5 1/4 piece, but you waste your paper this way and this way. See, I've only wasted a little tiny bit, not much. And I probably could come up with something to do for that if I wanted to. All right, I've got my card base almost finished. I'll add my bow. Now what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to stamp my sentiment, but this is longer and I want it shorter. So what I'm going to take is a Post-it note, and I'm going to mark off the back, and I just have Today Blooms showing. And I was hoping to be able to use the it may be upside down. Yes, it was. Good thing I checked. I wanted to use the scalloped circles, but that didn't. This was too big. Now, I am cleaning my stamp because if you don't, when you stamp it, you're going to get, and I'm going to close off the other side. If you don't, when you stamp it, you're going to get pieces, and I hope I cleaned it enough. Oh, boy, this one is hard to close. Now, let me see. It goes this way, and I'm going to, see, there we go. Whew, I was sweating that one. All right, let's see. I have the 1 3/4 out, but let's see if the 1 1/2 will work. I think the 1 1/2 is going to be just too small. No, it's not. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'm going to take and punch that out. And then I'm not going to use the scallop one. I wish we had one a little bit bigger, but I'll use the 1 3/4 and my Petal Pink. And I'm going to punch out my circle. And I'm going to layer the two of these. I'm trying to avoid this area so I don't get ink on anything. I may pull that Post-it note over there just to kind of hide it. Just because I don't want to get it on my thing. And I got to do a little trimming. I was a little too close to the edge, and I have a little bit of extra. on my, okay, this is going to go right there, and I'm going to use dimensionals to put it on. So let me grab my dimensionals. And naturally, I have to cut some more. It never fails. I'm using an old pair of scissors, so if I don't gum up my good snips. Ooh, that one came off on my hand. So I'm going to add my dimensionals on the back. I'm going to take these off. Okay, I've got my dimensionals off, and I'm going to put this right down here. And the last thing I need is my bow. So I'm going to tie my bow real quick. Give myself a nice pretty bow on here. Great card to send to a special friend. And, oh. All right, now I need my glue dots, which are here. And I'm going to add, this side's better. I'm going to add a glue dot on the left side of the knot and a glue dot on the right side of the knot. And there's the completed card. And there's the inside in the envelope, and I use my markers in Grapefruit Grove, Petal Pink, and Mossy Meadow to do those. I hope you enjoyed my video today. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to share it. I do not mind at all. Have a great day.